Hey YouTube, it's raining at 33 again. Thanks for watching this video. I just wanted to make an update in relation to anxiety and depersonalization. I've slid back a little bit in the past day or so. I've had a couple incidences where I felt extreme unreality, and it was very, very upsetting for me, but an important step in recovery is sliding back, and I'll explain that in a second here. Basically, I'm not sure if it was medication induced or supplement induced, but I had the other night, this was about a week ago, I guess, I took 50 milligrams of Lamictal. I've been on 50, taking 25 twice a day, with it seemed positive results at first, and then it kind of, I guess, stabilized, and I've been dealing with some depression, so I wanted to up the dosage. And taking 50 at one time sent me into almost a kind of psychosis. I'm very sensitive. I don't really know how to describe it other than it felt like I was, and I've never taken drugs, so outside of medications prescribed to me, but it felt like I was sort of on acid or something. It was really weird, and I sort of felt like I was leaving my body, kind of that extreme depersonalization, even worse than I remember it. And it was horrible. I turned around because I was going to the store, and I made it back home, and God only knows how I made it back home without crashing. I felt completely like I was about to disappear. Not even black out, but sort of disappear. A very, very extremely uncomfortable feeling, if not one of the worst feelings I could ever imagine. And I hesitate to say it, but probably even worse than the physical pain of my condition. So very upsetting. I got in the shower, and usually the shower helps me, calms me down, and it wasn't really doing anything. And leading up to this point, I've been having some really good success, as in feeling emotion for the first time in years, being able to be romantic, and allowing my wife to sort of, just cuddle with me and touch me. These are things that, are very personal, but maybe some can relate. I sort of, because of my medical condition and the anxiety and depersonalization and everything combined, it's just, I feel like I'm more in a survival mode, and I have been for like 8 years. Just trying to make it through the day is the biggest challenge, and I don't have room for affection, emotion. All that's pretty dry. So I fake it on the surface to project an image, which I've gotten good at, to maintain my life, to keep my wife and my house and my job and everything like that. And I know a lot of people are at a point where they can't even function, and I'm right there on that line. You know what I mean? Like, some days I can't function, and I've missed a lot of work. Luckily I have a flexible job, but I'm having a lot of issues there too, because I've missed a lot of work to these issues. So it can be a huge challenge. I've also been stressing quite a bit lately about sort of business that I'm starting. That it's an idea. I'm releasing a new app, and it's going to be, I think, legendary. And there's a lot that goes into it, and I was excited about it. I've been pushing myself really hard. I'm also applying for a disability benefit at my job, and there's been lots of appointments, lots of stress. So I'm not sure what set me back. I think that the increase in medication may have done it, which is upsetting, because I was hoping to have the opposite effect, sort of Lamictal is supposed to be, for some people, an anti-depersonalization, a sort of grounding medication, which is what I want. I want peace. I want to feel grounded and calm. You know, that's what we all want. But I've tried to give up. I don't experiment as much with supplementation on my own, and I'm seeing a new doctor down in Charleston, South Carolina, that is trying to help me. And so anyway, I felt better the next day when I woke up from that incident. But then, you know, I had a couple days where I was pushing myself again. I felt like, okay, I'm good, and I'm watching TV, and just so you guys know, and you, depending on how many other videos you've seen, I mean, I was at that point where I couldn't even focus on a television program or a video game or any of the things I used to enjoy. I mean, these are things I couldn't even do. And then during that day, it was the same thing. I kind of had to I became really isolated. I had to hide inside my bed and just hope it went away. And by the morning, I still felt off, but I seemed to sort of find my balance again. And then today, I got lost again. It was very, very upsetting. Once again, like I said, I woke up, felt halfway okay, and then I took my supplements that the doctor gave me, and then soon after I felt this sort of uncomfortable I don't even know how to describe it. Some of these feelings are just hard to describe. I felt like this weird sense of normalcy, like, hey, is this normal? But like extreme anxiety, like verge of a panic, but some type of weird melancholic feeling that was definitely different. And then I was like, is this normal? And then I thought, maybe I don't even know what normal is. I'm so used to being in pain and either tired, and the only time I feel well is when I'm tired. I can't handle really much energy or stimulation. I start to feel really a lot of anxiety. So I'm not sure, but I felt once again sort of on that cusp of losing my mind today, and you know, still right now. And I just wanted to shoot a video while it's fresh. And I think it may have been the supplement I'm taking called, it's an adrenal support, because I need to rebuild my adrenals, but I've read that it can be activating to the adrenals and actually cause increased anxiety, and I'm pretty sure that's a reaction to that. So I'm stopping that. We'll see how it goes. I'm still working on getting better, one day at a time, trying to do the healthy diet, healthy lifestyle. And why I said that this was important for my recovery is because if you really think about it, it gives me a gauge. I forgot how bad I felt. I sort of felt like I hadn't gotten better, because it's such a slow process as you heal, and then all of a sudden you're doing things again. And like I said, you're like, in my situation, I'm cuddling again. I'm watching movies and I'm enjoying them. I'm able to focus and concentrate. I don't have to be on my phone. I don't have to be talking about my depression, or talking about, I can have conversations about other things. Become interested in other stuff. I still feel distant and detached and this sort of depression, but it's on a new level. And then when I slide back, I say, oh my gosh, you know, like if a level 10 is the worst and 1 is feeling great, I was at an 11, and then all of a sudden I felt, you know, I'm like, whoa, I'm at a 6 or 7, you know, like I've improved 40% and I didn't even know it. So, and it goes to show me, I'm like, my brain's not destroyed from benzos, at least fully, because I'm starting to experience and feel again. And that is through the meditation. The app, there's an app called Calm. You should definitely download that. The books, praying to God, trying to let go and put it in His hands, eliminating stress. As sensitive as we are, if you're suffering from adrenal fatigue, little stress can slide you back, and that's what's happened to me. Little stress or possibly taken the wrong supplements. So you have to be really careful when you're in that vulnerable, sensitive situation. So anyway, I'm still confident that I'll get back to where I was, my new baseline, which is better than it was, a year ago. And hopefully the message you get out of this is of hope, because there's a lot of hope, and I'm able to do things I never thought I would do again. And anyway, God bless you guys, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.